porch. Just got back from buying me a couple more lottery tickets. But I thought I'd expand a little bit on one of my Navy stories that I recently told. I was talking about the time I was in the bilges on a wooden hull ship, the USS Tucana. All total, I was on 4 different wooden hull ships, all of them Minesweepers. The Affray, the Lincoln, the Dominant, and the Tucana. Now, Minesweepers are built out of wood back then. I don't think we have any more wooden ones in service now. They were constructed back around World War II. And we continued to use them and train on them. In fact, we had to practice minesweeping. But a minesweeper would go through the area where you're sweeping the mines and drag these cables behind the ship on big floats called pigs. I'll show you a picture of one of the pigs. And it would guide the cables out in a wide pattern, and you sweep back and forth across the bay or wherever you're searching until you cut the mines loose with the automatic cutters that are on those cables you're dragging. And I'll expand just a little bit on why they were wooden hull ships. We didn't actually go in live minefields. They told us our chance of surviving in a live minefield was pretty slim. If we swept 1 or 2 mines, we pretty well done our job. But we did practice sweeping mines all the time. When the fleet goes into an area for a assault or landing, pretty well bet the minesweepers were there first, clearing the area. You don't hear too much about them old boys, but they were there. Just like the UDT, they come in and go first. In fact, well, I don't want to expand on them, but back to my story. The minesweepers were designed to sweep 3 different types of mines back in them days. There was contact mines, acoustic mines, and magnetic mines. I'm sure they got all kind of complicated mines nowadays. But contact mines, just like you see in the movies, you bump into it and it explodes and hopefully sinks the enemy ship. Acoustic mine goes off from the sound of the propellers going by. You could even program those acoustic mines to go off in a particular sound. Like if you knew what this big aircraft carrier sound was like, you could program that sound in there, and it would let smaller ships go right by and wait till it explode when the big ship comes by. To defeat those, we dragged a machine in the water that made these big thumping noises to imitate various ships and see if it would make them explode. Contact mines, simple enough, you just cut them and they float to the top. Magnetic mines goes off from the magnetic pull of a metal ship going by. That's why the minesweepers are made with wooden hulls. In fact, they had wires all inside the ship to set up a degaussing system that would eliminate any magnetic pull from anything magnetic on board. And almost everything on board that was metal was made of some non-magnetic metal other than the engines and stuff like that. So primarily the ship was made out of wood, and for that simple reason. I think they've eliminated all the wooden hull ships now, but back in them days, that was the practice in the Navy, was to use wooden hull ships. I recall one story that I wanted to relate to you. We took and sweep these mines, and the idea when a contact mine comes to the surface, you shoot it. On the MSCs, we had 20 millimeter cannons. On the MSOs, we had 40 millimeter cannons, more like an anti-aircraft gun. Anyway, we would shoot the mine until it exploded. Well, for practice, we'd go out, and they had these airplanes would come over and place the mines out there, and we knew they were there somewhere. We had to sweep and find them. So for practice on gunnery, We took this 50-gallon oil drum, put, I don't know, 15, 20 gallons of gas in it, threw it over in the ocean, got off about 200 or 300 yards and decided we're going to shoot that oil drum. Well, that's supposed to represent blowing up a contact mine. You can't go around blowing up live mines, but we needed to practice. So here we are shooting away at this 50-gallon oil drum, and they were shooting this 20 millimeter, and it carries a bullet, oh, I don't know, about probably 8 or 10 inches long, maybe big around as a cigar, pretty good sized round, and well, no bigger than a cigar, pretty big, but we're shooting away at this oil drum, right, and it's bobbing up and down in the ocean out there. Boom, 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 the gun's shooting and water splashing all around that oil drum. It was painted yellow, I remember it vividly. Make it easier for us to see. Well, we hadn't hit the drum at all. We were shooting all around it. Along comes this seagull. I swear he landed right on top of the oil drum. And he's looking left and right at all this splashing in the water. It's got him puzzled. What in the heck's going on here? And I'm thinking, seagull, your moments is just about gone. And by the time I said that, a round hit the oil drum and it exploded into a big ball of fire. When the smoke cleared, the flames were gone. There was a few feathers drifting around. The oil drum was gone, and no sign of that seagull. He was somewhere in bird heaven. I just thought I'd share that little story with you and explain why we were on wooden-hulled ships. Anyway, this is Pwalpar signing off for today. Thanks for listening, my friend.